Hello and welcome to another video. Today's was going to be originally Tuesday's video, eating a galaxy bar for the win. And then it got pushed back to Thursday. And then 10 subscribers happened. So yeah. Yeah, this is going to be another game theory video, and today's theory is going to be taking a look at the infamous Pokémon War. Now, this Pokémon War has never been admitted or denied to have happened by Nintendo, so all we can really do is speculate, though they have left plenty of evidence. Now, most fans who believe in this theory believe that the war was between Kanto and another region. But for what, why, and more importantly, who won? Well, we can answer the who won pretty easily, as we hear a lot in the Kanto region about the great loss of Pokemon during the war, which seems to suggest that Kanto lost. Or can we actually answer this easily? We know that Kanto suffered greatly, but why, if they lost? Is there a super powerful organisation based in Kanto? Surely they'd have been damaged by the war. Nope. Because they caused the war. Why would this organisation be so secretive when their operations are so obvious and out in the open? They don't want anyone to realise where their base of operations is. That's why. Everybody hates them. But that makes sense, right? They're criminals. Well, unless everybody in the Kanto region has been a victim of their crimes, then it's unlikely that this is the reason. And it seems like everyone has at least one Pokemon. Well, except for in the Pokemon graveyard, but we'll look into that later on. So we'll look at another possibility. They started the Pokémon War. People would be pretty angry if they lost their Pokemon in a war that was only for your game, wouldn't they? So if we assume that they started the war, for what reason? Why would they possibly cause the deaths of so many? Well, their main goal is to take over the world. What better way to do it than make sure nobody else has Pokemon to stop them? What's more, an old man warns you that there is a danger around the corner. Why? If the war is over, then why? Because that evil organisation is still active in Kanto region. Whoa! Hold up. This is all depending on the war actually happening. So far we've just assumed that it did. So let's look at the evidence. Lieutenant Surge is one piece of evidence saying something about electric Pokemon saving his life during the war. And this clearly shows he was involved in a war, and the Pokemon saved his life. So there was a war, and it involved Pokemon. But how do we know when, or that the war mentioned is really the infamous Pokemon War? Yeah, we've already answered the mentioned is really the infamous Pokemon War. We've already pretty much proven that it is. There's also the fact that when war veterans return home, they rarely leave to go live somewhere else, either due to lack of ability due to injuries, or just personal attachment to the home that they fought for. Let's also look at the fact that there's no entertainment buildings in the Kanto regions. This suggests that the regions are using the resources for something else at that time. But what takes vast amounts of metal, especially in wartime? Oh yeah, that's right, weapons and vehicles. But they aren't used in war, otherwise they'd be in wide use now. And that big secret group we talked about earlier could steamroll the regions and take the world straight away. So what else could have been used in a war involving Pokemon? Of course, the answer is Pokeballs. Pokeballs require things to make them because nothing can be made from nothing. In short, you get nothing for nothing. If they were running out of resources, then they would have to get more of those resources somehow. Now moving on to the graveyard in Lavender Town. It's filled with Pokemon graves. As far as we know, Pokemon live forever or until something happens to kill them. Well, if that's true, then the vast amount of Pokemon in the graveyard can't be explained by trainers not being careful or accidents, because you play through the entire game without one of your Pokemon actually dying. Therefore, there must have been a bigger, more deliberate cause of all this. A cause that took away so many Pokemon lives. In other words, a war. And finally, let's look at the black and white games at Team Plasma. Their cause is to separate the world of humans and the world of Pokemon, preventing any and all harm coming to either as a result of the other. It is later revealed that their leader plans to keep his Pokemon. This, to me, shows that there was a war, as I believe their primary reason for this is to prevent any more damage from coming to Pokemon through war. The reason for this goal becomes clear when their leader then decides he's to keep his own Pokemon. This shows that he couldn't bear the thought of being without his Pokemon, which again reinforces his reasons for his original goal. Anyway, it's all just a theory. Decide for yourself. That's all for this video. 10 subscribers! Leave a like if you enjoyed, and as always, subscribe.